this next presenter, all right, I'm going to present to you. His name is Thomas Hines, all right? Now, I'll let him explain how we met, but anyway, phenomenal brother, all right, mentored him for years. And so Thomas got a real unique story that he's getting ready to share with you, right? He has a real unique way of sharing his story, all right? And so he has a bachelor's degree in human services and also one in addiction studies. He has a master's degree in nonprofit leadership, okay? Not only that, he is a spoken word artist. And he's one of my former students. He's an A student. So let's give it up for Mr. His stage name is the Narrator. So come on, give it up for the Narrator.
No mic, I'm good. I'm good. How y'all doing? Whew. First, I want to thank God for making all things possible. Without him, I don't know, right? I want to thank everybody in attendance, all of our distinguished panelists. I've really appreciated and absorbed everything you've said because the community needs you. It needs all of us. I want to thank my mom for being here. I got to, my hero, #1 fan, my sister, Dr. Sean Lewis. Proud of you. She's doing amazing things. Best selling author. Please vibe with her, network with her if you can. My Aunt Linda, who got out of the bed to come see me and support the community. I appreciate you on short notice. Carmen, Marcella, for doing some marketing for me. My good friend, Damaris Becker, who's representing you most today, who I talk to professionally and personally often, and so I appreciate you so much for being there. Tori B, you know who you are, doing wonderful things with the nursing community and so many other human resources and services that we need. So I appreciate you guys for all supporting. I do stand here with a heavy heart. My energy is not the greatest, even for writing this piece, which I really just had to write driving around. Nothing on paper. As I found out that I lost my best friend last week. This was a young man I met about 15 years ago, maybe close to 20. And we had a great connection right out the gate. It was a dark place in our life. And he was the most talented person I ever met artistically. Musically, he was younger than me, and he told me, he said, man, you're all right. He was like, you all right. But you need to really tap into your music and your artistic value and just be free with it and let go. And I'm looking at him like, huh? But I accepted it. I accepted it, and I really just start to be free with creating what comes to me, which is led by God, who gets all of the praise. Please know that. The last time I saw him, we were able to perform at Summerfest, and I remember going to him right before we got on stage, and I said, "Man, are you all right? You good?" And he like, "No, I'm good, Narrator. I'm good." I said, "Man, you can talk to me, man. You know." I said, "No, I'm straight. I'm good." And so he was commuting back and forth to Green Bay. He was up there working, doing good, but I knew he was struggling a little bit. And so he ended up in Fond du Lac, and I got the call that he passed. Mental health addiction, just what we're talking about today. So as I consider dealing with grief and loss, I've been struggling. I need y'all prayers because I'm in shock, I'm numb. And I'm upset. It's different. This is different because I'm upset that he squandered this gift that God gave him so much that it's not going to be shared with the world, and it's a trick of the enemy. That's all it is. So I'm just asking for strength today. I'm going to dedicate this quick and short spoken word to Marcus T. Rogers, aka Hollywood, the Essential Rock Church where he was a member. He had just got baptized. They were so generous to me when I went up there last Sunday in Fond du Lac. I appreciate them and his fiance, Maria. So I dedicate this piece to Hollywood. Love you. True stories only. Because Lord knows I didn't show up here today to become a liar. It's time to sink or swim. Because on the exact day I lost my job at SDC is when I first received this events flyer from Clem. I can remember looking at the text message and thinking to myself, I should be able to make that date and come up with a little material. It's only about a month away. My thought process, regardless of me not working, I still got a job to do. Weed out all of the chronic issues that plague our youth. So basically, I'm about to be a little blunt today. Because about a blunt a day is what a lot of our youth are inhaling. Egyptian hieroglyphics, the writings on the wall. Runaway, high school dropout, and then felon. But I've been telling people what the issues are. And lately, why it's been getting so hard. They've embraced it in other states, but not here in Wisconsin. Okay. Are they acting distant because some of the things I might have said went too far? So if there's anything I say today that goes over your head, please let me know, and I promise I'll circle around and bring it back with no problem. Like a rental car. Because we done been so scarred from trauma that many of us have become immune to it. The doctors done ran out of diagnoses. Out shopping for all kind of medications like we buying groceries. All these customers dealing with some type of struggle story. Severe rage is ripping as I'm hearing the page is slipping. Because there are certain chapters in my book that clearly explains why I was behaving different, especially back in school. So let me take this short opportunity to apologize to all of the tutors who I gave grave hell to when I was acting a fool. It wasn't necessarily you. I was just trying to navigate through life and strife, constantly, bobbing and weaving through issues. Because that was the period in my upbringing where everything just seemed hard. My mattress, the water, oatmeal, even the tissue. But I have finally done my homework. And now I can comprehend why many educators are probably anguished. They are failing our teams in English because a lot of teachers cannot understand their body language. Not to mention the homeless component on every block. I don't recall this much squatting since I was potty training. I'm not complaining. Honestly, I'm just refraining from cussing. Because see, sometimes it's good to have a personal discussion. That way there's no room or cause for deception, but suggestion. Because tell me, what does a person do when facing adversity, but all you see is your reflection? It's a deeper depression. Somebody call Spectrum, because the relationships we have with our kids, it couldn't be a weaker connection. What they need is affection, believe me, from each and every direction, because I heard somebody say, it takes a village. But a village ain't helping us. The system is consistently failing us. Because I'm watching our children develop into a plethora of prisoners and predators. The stigmas is shredding us, and it hurts. Juvenile records longer than the last few minutes of church or at work, and etc. But instead of a society coming together with simplistic, legit goals to hit, we rather openly pose for pics, showing off our clothes and Yeezy kicks. So us repairing these broken homes kind of reminds me of a junkie going through hell and hot water just to get high. It's not an easy fix. Death certificates given to another grieving widow. Regrettably, we have to hand her one. Because I heard of kids acting blackish that murdered this woman's husband, Anthony, and her son. When is a feasible plan gonna come? One that will assist in eliminating this pain? Because I've been feeling drained and patiently waiting for healing. Because I'm sick of seeing street vigils, purchasing cheap candles and stuffed animals around a bunch of bark. These Dollar Trees making a killing. We possibly creating a ceiling we cannot exceed because this new generation is unable to breathe, ingesting residential toxins, which is probably one of the reasons they are mentally not growing. Lead all over the home. Like we had a house showing. Think about it. But the higher-ups in denial, claiming they not knowing when all of the signs were on display like show and tell. Because Lil Ray Ray became real introverted before he went postal. He used to be an outgoing male. Well, now he's going to jail. Because the prison pipelines are putting young lives in the shells without any future options for retirement. Nothing to gain, tied up in a system that gave them nothing extra. Gain, tied, extra, literally products of their environment. See, that's why it should be some type of requirement. Mandatory attendance, because I am no longer seeing a cluster of students gathered at the bus stops. Truancy and skipping school. A group of friends all up in grandmama's living room like whatnots. It's become mathematically impossible to tackle even a fraction of the problem when considering the high percentages of crooked politicians plus cops. It's become mathematically impossible to tackle even a fraction of the problem when considering the high percentages of crooked politicians plus cops. Now add it up. The equation is tragic, because every day we're getting subtracted. Either that or the remainder of our people are soon to be gone. Because it's over for infinity once they bury you in pits. And you find that there's no serenity at the funeral homes. The truth should be known. It's an emotional survival, because even the Bible said Jesus wept. Well, I promise I can relate to that scripture as I picture the grim and stark reality of how most dying. Because every time I attend a wake, I start tearing up and yelling out, Christ. So now we both crying. Lord knows I'm trying to desperately hang on to any sliver of hope I'm clinging. And by the way, that little melody had nothing to do with this spoken word. Quite frankly, I just felt like singing, ringing anybody's doorbell for support. Because on my wish list for this Christmas is me requesting you in your presence to hold down the fort. It's sort of like a business transaction. The only difference is we dealing with different distractions. Because a handful of us is going through some financial stuff. So really, we can't even afford to be missing in action. What I'm giving is definitive passion with limitless traction, driven to eradicating this whole mess with no rest. Because I understand why former inmates is so stressed. Because every day they got to constantly keep looking and checking over both shoulders. We taking a road test. But I heard somebody say, man, behavioral health service can change your life if you just tap into it. And yes, I agree. Resources are available. And you are more than capable. But first, do me this quick favor. Stop using words like can't, shouldn't, and couldn't. Those are all contractions. Nobody here is in labor. Because what I'm sharing is not to rain on your parade, but it's not going to be sunny skies all of the time. It's apparent you can expect that from Mother Nature. Because imagine walking into your workplace and they done took everything off of your desk but the stapler. Everybody crying, papers flying everywhere, the maintenance department moving tables and heavy chairs outside of the building while half of the community looking at you like, what are we supposed to do with these children? Because the changes that some of y'all were creating were brilliant. My simple responses to them remain, y'all are not hearing me. Come on, man. Give me some energy, let's go. Because I heard somebody say, man, behavioral health service to change your life if you just tap into it. And yes, I agree. Resources are available. And you are more than capable. But first, do me this quick favor. Stop using words like can't, shouldn't, and couldn't. Those are all contractions. Nobody here is in labor. What I'm sharing is not to rain on your parade, but it's not going to be sunny skies all of the time. It's apparent you can expect that from Mother Nature. Because imagine walking into your workplace and they done took everything off of your desk but the stapler. Everybody crying, papers flying everywhere, the maintenance department moving tables and heavy chairs outside of the building while half of the community looking at you like, what are we supposed to do with these children? Because the changes that some of y'all were creating were brilliant. My simple responses to them remain resilient, and that goes for myself as well. That's why I wasn't concerned with showing up here on this day and delivering the best speech. Because if you ain't heard nothing else I've tried to convey, just please know this. I guaranteed you I'll be employed again by next week. Thank y'all. I'll go by Narrator. Appreciate you. Can I say something real quick? Thank y'all really quick, because my mind is cloudy. I have to thank a special shout out to Clem for being a constant in my life for many years. Like he said, we met as an instructor and a student, and I learned so much. Pastor, entrepreneur, counselor, author, mentor, you name it. Probably working construction, I don't know. But I'm just saying, yeah, right. So I appreciate you so much, man, for just allowing me to always have a voice at these different events. And I'm glad you always pick up when I call, man. God bless you.